Hi there, it's Gabby MacSweeney here, Account Director at Fluidly, and here are a few tips for managing your cash flow in a post-COVID era. We're now looking to move towards the recovery phase of COVID-19, and it's now becoming clear that that's not going to be as simple as going back to your original business plan or cash flow plan that you set before the crisis. Businesses really face a unique challenge over the coming months as government schemes are winding down, like the job retention scheme and payment holidays. And yet there's still a lot of consumer uncertainty and added costs involved in enforcing social distancing. Therefore, it's really going to be a balancing act between moving ahead and reopening the business and going back towards growth, but also applying caution and not increasing your costs so that they then spiral out of control. So in order to achieve this balance, I think it's really important that businesses, the return to usual will have to be phased, and it will be really important to think about as many different options and scenarios as possible. Taking it back to the absolute basics of managing cash flow, it's all really about three things: understanding where you are now, managing cash in, and managing cash out. Now, with understanding where you are now, one of the first things is to get your records straight. Make sure that everything before you're thinking about creating a plan of action or understanding or diagnosing the situation in your business, you can have all of the information possible in your accounting software and get that all reconciled and up to date first. In terms of managing cash in, well, the first thing to do is think about the money that's already owed to you, so from your debtors, and make sure that your processes are really up to scratch and you are being the most efficient in collecting all the money that's owed. But then also don't be afraid to think about external financing options. The government has still got on offer some really beneficial schemes in terms of and rates in terms of borrowing money, so don't be afraid to make the most of them. And finally, in terms of managing cash out, it's really important, first of all, to have a good idea of all of your outgoing costs and be pragmatic in thinking if there's any non-essential costs that you can cut for a period of time. But if you do find yourself in a tight situation, don't be afraid to talk and really over-communicate with your suppliers. They understand that the position is tough as ever, and so you may be able to agree to some payment plans or to defer some payments in those situations.